Mark Slaughter's a good guitar player.
He's
I
excellent.
didn't know this.
No, he was a guitar player.
Just in the middle of the song, in the middle of one of the things, he just started ripping, and this is the end of it. I missed it. But it was like, dude, whoa, wait a second.
Where'd that come from?
Wait a minute. How you can do that? Hey, if you're a fan of classic rock, Queensrÿche, Slaughter, or Stephen Adler Band, then this video is for you. So, Gary, as you know, Queensrÿche was in concert, Las Vegas, and I made the trip, went down there to see them. We saw Queensrÿche together, didn't we? Like the Empire Tour.
The Empire
like
Tour.
Like a million years ago. Yeah. And then I saw them on the next tour, Promised Land. Did you see them on that
I saw them on that, yeah.
And it was smaller venue, still pretty big, but they were still, it was like a half seat on a big, I think it might have been McNichols Arena, something like that back in Denver.
Yeah, I saw them in Boise at the time.
No kidding.
Yeah.
They went to Boise.
Yeah, they played the basketball on the Boise State campus. They got like a little arena there. It was pretty good.
How cool.
Yeah, it was a good show. I liked it.
Geoff Tate's one of my just kind of favorite performers. There's something, again, about his presence and the way he handles the songs and the stage. And so I heard that that Queensrÿche was coming, and then I started, they over the years have kind of, they lost Chris DeGarmo.
Right.
I was going to say they have a new drummer now too.
Yeah.
And then Geoff Tate left.
And yeah, absolutely.
And then he's out, I think, doing his own.
He is doing his thing. He's actually going to be in Salt Lake here soon.
Yeah.
I've seen something come up on my, do you want to go see these shows? And Geoff Tate's doing his own thing.
We'll have to get up there and go see. I would totally be into that, to go see him and go to that show.
I'll check it out. See when he's playing really cool. Up there.
So I go there, and knowing full well that they've lost. The drummer was Scott Rockenfield, right?
Yep.
And then Geoff Tate's not there, and then Chris DeGarmo. Yeah. And so they really only have the two guys that go back to the original members, which is they've got Eddie Jackson and Michael Wilton.
Right.
And so I'm going there knowing this, that we've got these two guys, and there's always something when you lose the singer too that throws people.
Yeah, we've talked about that recently when we did the AC/DC stuff. It's like, a band changes, and certainly more an iconic band than an iconic voice like Geoff's.
Yeah.
How are you going to replace that guy?
Yeah. So anyway, so I went to the concert, and I want to tell you a little bit about what this was like.
Yeah, because I didn't go, so tell me.
Yeah, it was, first of all, it was at the Sunset Station Amphitheater. This is down in Vegas.
Okay.
And so, and I've got a picture of it up on the screen right now, what it looked like when I got there.
So outdoors.
This is outdoors. And I'd say that
hotter than hell.
It's pretty warm. Yeah, you go down to Vegas. And before I went,
I say that in Kiss reference, but at the same time it's reference. Like,
but it was.
I'm sure.
Well, it was reasonable. It's actually not
reasonably 105
down here as it usually is this time of year. It's still hot though.
Yes.
But I get there, and there's three bands playing.
Stephen Adler
Band.
Which is the drummer from Guns N' Roses.
Drummer from Guns N' Roses.
Which I'm going to say this right now, and not to knock Stephen Adler, but if you're the drummer of any band and you're fronting it, and that's the name of the band, that's a lot to be desired.
It is a lot. But Guns N' Roses is huge.
I know.
And Appetite for Destruction, which he played on, is about as big as it gets.
That is.
But you're right.
I am not taking anything away from Appetite or Guns N' Roses, which I love, but this is Stephen Adler.
Yeah.
Not.
So I'm going to tell you about it, though.
But go ahead. I want to know, because I've always thought, like, would that be cool? Like, he's been touring and doing stuff for a while, and I'm kind of curious your take on it.
So Stephen Adler Band, then, of course, Slaughter.
Which I'm totally excited to hear how it was.
Which you're into Slaughter, and then Queensrÿche.
So that's your three bills, right?
That's my three bands, and it was relatively inexpensive compared to other things. I think I spent like the whole ticket after everything was probably like $95 or something like that.
Not the $2,100, Peter Criss package.
No, it wasn't like that. We should do something on this channel where we have those where we since Kiss is not doing them, we make we're going to start memberships on this channel. And we're going to have the Onk package,
Fox,
and the Fox package.
Gene would sue us simply just for stating
just
that.
For even,
I feel a lawyer.
It's so funny.
I'm calling my phone right now.
It's so great.
Gene.
So here we go. And this is what it looks like out here. Now, I got to tell you something. I get there. It's light outside.
Sure.
Stephen Adler Band is playing. And it felt like a novelty band, but it was so much fun.
Cool.
And the reason why is because they played nothing but Guns N' Roses stuff.
What else would you play?
Of course, which is awesome. So you're sitting there in a small venue for all intents and purposes. I don't think throughout the course of the night, there might have been 1,000 people there total by the end of the night. It wasn't that many people, okay? And I paid for the get up close to the stage area.
Nice.
So,
way to throw down.
of course, hey, it's for the channel, man. It's a business expense. So I got up next to the stage. Exactly. And I got to tell you something. What he did with this band is he basically got this singer that
sounds like Axl.
Acts and looks. I mean, he doesn't look so much like him, but his movements. I'm going to show you something. You're like, dude, he has studied Axl Rose and he's laying it down.
Why not?
And then they got this band that just sounds like him. And it's so even though it's this small little venue and whatever, it is so much fun because you're in this small place.
Who doesn't know Guns N' Roses repertoire?
Yeah, you're right. It's everywhere. All right, so this first little clip that I grabbed is the song "It's So Easy," and just look at this guy. That's the singer. Can you put full screen on the computer up there for us?
Thanks,
So we
Henry.
can see it. Thank you.
All right.
So look at the singer. Here
Right.
they're playing "It's So Easy," which is one of the most amazing songs from Appetite for Destruction.
Right.
And to see it in this little venue with with these guys that are just nailing it. It was, again, like I said, it's a novelty thing because it's like you said, it's the drummer, usually the
Right.
one that's like, who,
Right.
and yet it was so much fun. You see a couple of those things that he does there.
Yeah.
Like I said, he tries to channel Axl all over the place, and he's so much fun. And it was
the
just
guy's
anyway, it was a blast.
probably half Axl's age.
There,
And
look at
just-
this.
Yeah. For sure.
Total Axl Rose move.
For sure.
Isn't that great? Anyway,
That is awesome.
It was so much fun.
So it's kind of like we're kind of a Guns N' Roses cover band, but in reality, we have the original drummer.
Yeah.
It's like Tommy Lee going out and saying, we're only going to play Motley Crue music from the heyday in the early 80s. I'll get a skinny little blonde guy, a dude that, can play bass, and it's the, Tommy Lee band. Yeah, I'd go.
Yeah, totally, man. And that's the
Right?
thing that was so great about this is it was so fun because it was just really like what it would have sounded back in the day because the singer was really close.
Sure.
Of course, the musicians were great. And then you got
They
Stephen
might
Adler.
even be better than the current Guns N'
Well,
Roses.
that's kind of the funny part about it. Is
Arguably.
it's like rewinding and like this is as close as you're ever going to get to what it was really like.
Sure.
And it makes it so
Because
much fun. It was
the thing
so much
is
fun.
that, and I'll go here with this thought. So follow me. When Guns N' Roses blew up, they went from L.A. to suddenly opening for Aerosmith and just playing such huge venues that even when we go to see them back then, you're in a stadium.
Yep.
And then when Use Your Illusion and all that came out, dude, they were just larger than life.
As big as you can get at the time.
You can't. So to see them, and I'm not saying these are them, but to see kind of a clone, also, version with the original drummer, Stephen, there, that's pretty cool. And I'm sure these guys, Stephen's been in LA, like these guys are probably, check them out. Right? They're rocking.
And seriously, right there, if you were standing back far enough, it's Axl. He, like I said, he studied
moving around
him.
doing it. Right? It's like, I'm going to pay you. I'm Stephen Adler. I'm going to pay you to be my Axl Rose. And I'm going to pay you to play like Slash. And hello, Izzy over here. Right? Duff McKagan. Just go up there and take care of business.
Exactly.
We'll ride. You guys can get paid and ride the coattails of my legacy, right?
Yeah.
And get paid a little bit of money, because as the third-rate bill, you're not getting paid a lot, I would think. But obviously they're touring.
They're I'm sure having a blast. And it was so much fun. I would go see them just to go see them. If they were the only people playing, I'd be like, you know what? I'll go to that. It's similar to what you said.
Right.
It's like if Motley Crue did it with Tommy Lee just playing, I'd be like, yeah, I'll go.
Right.
That's cool.
So I'm just going to throw that out there. I don't know how much money they're paying Stephen Adler per show and his band, but we can almost raise enough money, I think, to have them here in the studio, because I don't think it's that much. Maybe we can have some sponsors.
We got
enough
plenty
room.
of space. We got a stage.
Stephen Adler house band for the Audiomover.
Dude,
or
that's
Tommy
a great
Lee.
idea.
Come on, you get some Motley Crue guys, and we can just kind of have a good time.
That's brilliant, man.
All right. I'm just saying.
Okay.
Full of ideas. I just don't have the money to pay you right now.
You're brilliant. That's why we keep you around here.
All right. Have my moments.
So then here's me up next to the stage. Or actually, I'm not quite close to it. With sporting my Audiomover t-shirt. By the way, Audiomover t-shirts available at audiomover.com.
Nice.
We have all kinds of cool merch there. We're adding shirts, and some of them are really fun. So anyway, there's me with that sans glasses. Okay, now we move on
to Slaughter.
How
were they?
Slaughter was really good. Again, different than Stephen Adler. These guys are
the real deal.
They're the real deal.
Original singer.
They're the original singer, original bass player.
Right.
Replace the guitarist, obviously.
Yeah. Tim Kelly.
And then you've got
Tim Kelly.
Then you've got different drummer, and so you've got it's Jeff Bland and Jordan Kanata. Jeff Bland's the guitarist, and Jordan Kanata is the drummer.
Right.
And so when you go see some of these bands later like this,
sure,
like you said a little while ago, they're really, really good, but I'm sure they're not what they were. When they were playing.
When I saw Slaughter opening up for Kiss, they were awesome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Blias Elias, who was a great drummer. He had that cage drum setup. That thing kicked ass.
That's right, because he had on his, like the gongs that says Space for Rent or something on one of them.
Something like that. He had the cymbals that were up time to time. I mean, he just did a lot of cool stuff. Who, by the way, Blias Elias, I'm a fan. I know I just knocked Stephen Adler for being a drummer, and I'm not knocking drumming at all. But Blias Elias was really cool. First of all, super cool name. Really good presence. He was tall. He looked like Sebastian Bach in a way, with the super long hair, never wore a shirt, like just cool. And he was actually he's in Piercy DeMartini now.
Oh, is that right?
Yep. And he was in the movie, I want to say, Steel Dragon with the
Wait, Blias Elias was in Rockstar?
Yeah, he's the drummer.
Why didn't I?
I'm pretty sure.
Did I not know this? Henrik, you need to look that up.
All right.
If that's right, that's crazy.
Fact check me, man.
Because
memory's not what it used to be.
Yeah, that's funny.
But I'm pretty sure he was, because I'm like, dude, that's him. Remember when he gets kicked out of the Zone Band, or whatever? It's either, how Marky Mark was the one guy. He had his own little band, and then he went to Steel Dragon and replaced the singer, right?
Yeah.
I can't remember, because that band, I think, was Zakk Wylde, Jeff Pilson.
Jeff Pilson.
And I can't remember if that was
the actor. I don't know the guy's name.
Not the actor, but the drummer for Steelheart was Jason Bonham, I thought.
Oh, Steel Dragon. I think you're right about that. Yes. That's right.
So it must be.
See, that's what I was.
Must
when you
be
said
his
that, I was
original
like, wait a minute.
band.
Okay, I see.
You know what I'm talking about?
Blias Elias.
Well, they were like a cover band of Steel Dragon.
Yes. I was thinking you were talking about the Steel Dragon.
Right.
The real one. It's so when you have this conversation, it's like
kinda
the
real,
not real.
Kind of real.
You've got a cover band in a band that's actually not real in the first.
Right.
It gets a little harder to talk about.
Are you guys following?
Yes.
Because
it's one of the greatest movies ever, too.
It is a great movie.
Awesome. Anyway, so here's Mark Slaughter. He comes out. So the point is, he's actually pretty good. He sounds pretty good. And the band sounded tight. Matter of fact, the guitarist that we were just talking about a second ago, Jeff Bland, who actually is really excellent. Like super, super talented.
Yeah, I've heard nothing but read nothing but great reviews.
He was great
everywhere they've played. So that's
one
great
of the things that kind of surprised me, and I wish I would have caught this. I caught it a little bit late after you'd already started, but Mark Slaughter's a good guitar player.
He's
I
excellent.
didn't know this.
No, he was a guitar player.
Just in the middle of the song, in the middle of one of the things, he just started ripping, and this is the end of it. I missed it. But it was like, dude, whoa, wait a second.
Where'd that come from?
Wait a minute. How you can do that? He was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
So I was a little bit shocked. There's the other guitarist back there in the back.
Right.
And he's, like I said, he's really, really good. He looks cool. I think they all had those chains going down the side.
And
then of course
the wallet,
there's
Dana Strum.
In case anybody goes to steal their wallet while they're on stage. So there's Dana Strum, like you said, right there.
No, but I mean, Mark Slaughter was a guitar player / singer before he quote unquote got discovered and joined Vinnie Vincent. Because he was like, I don't even think he was 20 years old when he signed up for Vinnie Vincent. Like, he was young. And they're like, of course, Vinny's like, I don't care how good you rip, I rip better.
I am
I'm the
ripper.
guitar. This is my band.
Yes.
Right? But I mean, it's cool. I've heard him and I've seen other stuff like him playing in clubs and things over the years, and just him just like playing. I was just
kind of shocked. I just didn't know.
Because you're thinking of him as like, I'm singing.
It's the Paul Stanley thing. It's like he plays an important role on the guitar in the songs, but Paul Stanley has the attitude of, I'm going to be a good songwriter. You play the solos.
Sure.
And that's my thing. And so I didn't realize that he actually could really, really play. So they had you can see the side there. They put the big Slaughter logo on both sides of the stage.
That's cool.
It looked fine. It looked really cool.
It's got the stick it to you kind of
I got to tell you
theme.
something. Mark Slaughter, other than he's, put on a couple pounds, when you get there in his presence and look at him, you're like, yeah, I can totally. I mean, that's him. Yeah. You know what I mean? There's some people that they I don't know, they just change over time. And you're like, that what? And you can't really recognize.
No, he still looks the same. Looks the part.
There wasn't much.
Look how many people got their phones taking pictures of him, and I mean, we're all older. We talk about that a bit. Some people age more graceful than others. Mark looks good.
Yeah.
Dana looks good.
And Dana actually looks pretty cool. Cool
Dana has that super blonde hair. He's rocking it. He's always had that, the rocker look going. He's always has.
He's just a really good, just cool looking bass player that does the job. And I'll tell you what, I've never seen two people throw out more picks in my life. It was like their entire show, especially like the last 10 minutes, all those two were doing were just throwing picks.
Did you get one?
Picks. No, actually one of them, there were some of them just falling around, and then there were these people like, scurrying about, and I was like, So it wasn't, no, I didn't scurry
and grab
one.
Yeah, I'm not diving on the grass
diving around.
to get a Slaughter pick.
So anyway, then I thought I'd just grab a shot so you can kind of get a sense.
I'm feeling, you would have thought somewhere in your heart, you would have been like, Gary would appreciate a Slaughter pick or a Dana Strum pick. I'm diving in.
Because Gary would like that pick.
We make it sound like I'm this crazy super Slaughter fan.
But you are a
like
crazy super Slaughter fan.
I do like them.
So, again, like I said, I just wanted to get a shot.
Or is it the fact that I like them because they were kind of like, see you, Vinny?
That's right. There was something
it's a bit of, I think it's a bit of everything.
That. So here's me kind of walking around the crowd. And then right around here is the little entrance into the you have to pay extra to get into it.
The VIP.
And so, somewhere right around here.
The extra.
Anyway, so they're up there playing. And then I get this shot. I'm going to see if I can scoot forward. I don't want to miss anything fun. But you get a sense of the crowd, really what we're dealing with here. And there were, there's
not
a decent
packed, but,
no. And like I said,
crowd.
throughout the course of the night, like I said, you can probably somehow, and there was more people that showed up after this because this is Slaughter. Queensrÿche is yet to come on. But there was probably, like I said, if I had to guess, somewhere in the neighborhood of 1,000 people. And I think here, maybe somewhere in here is where I start walking into the front area. Let me kind of see if I can scoot forward a little bit quicker. Oh yeah, and then it was a little bit windy, and they were doing there you go. Now you can get a little better sense of there's Oh yeah, because they're playing. I can't remember what the song is that they're playing here. But it's kind of a slower song.
I like got the smoke going, the rock, got the hair blowing in the wind. I mean, that's really cool. You know, and Mark Slaughter's a Vegas hometown guy.
And he actually, I wish I would have been thinking about this. Okay, here's where this is where I go into the kind of the
security,
the better
VIP
area,
pass.
the VIP area. Well, I paid a little bit more, so now I'm feeling important area. And so then we go in here, get a little bit closer to them, and Dana Strum is really fun. He's great on stage. He has
a great stage presence.
He really was. He was a blast to be around. And so anyway, so this is that, you know, I'll just kind of flip through here. So another cool picture right there. I don't think that is a video. What's this one? Oh yeah. So then he basically says, he starts talking about why he wrote this song. And then they play Flight of the Angels. And this, of course, you know, kind of brings down the house as soon as this starts. And for me, too, because this is the tune where I'm like, man, I remember every time this thing came on MTV. And every once in a while, I just get on...
Twice an hour.
I get on YouTube and I'm like, I think it's a Flight of the Angels moment. And then I'll put it on. And just the guitar tone in it and everything. Anyway, it was good. And he sounded cool. And it was... You know, it probably didn't sound as amazing as it did back in the day, but it was great. And look at this, man. Anyway, it was just, the wind was blowing. It was just really fun. Then they stopped and I turned off my phone and then they picked up for the ending. But I just thought anyway, I got a couple of cool shots of just kind of the ending of the song right here.
This is where you get hit by a pick.
Yeah, it was, like I said, when you get towards the end, man, it was so funny watching them just like practically... just like they had a bag and they were just throwing. It was very funny. So let's just look at a couple here. This is a great. This was kind of gives you a
cool
sense
shot.
Of what the stage looked like. Anyway, it was really cool. And then
they're still out. Got to give them props, man. They're still out there doing it.
Yeah. There's a good shot. Another one there. And then what is this one? I don't remember what these are, but this might have been close to the end. Oh yeah, check this out. Okay. Now, this is really fun, and I wanted to show this to you. Notice something about the guitarist on the right. Jeff, do you notice anything about him right now?
No shirt?
No shirt, yes, but that's not the main thing.
Okay. Through no guitar?
No guitar! Do you know where the guitar is right this second?
Did he throw it into the crowd?
It is in the crowd, and somebody is playing it. So he literally reached down into the crowd, handed it to somebody, just random person, and he sits there and he just tells him, just beat on the thing. And so then they hand it back. Look at this. They hand him his guitar back. Like, what are you doing, man? It's so crazy. Then he goes to the other side of the stage and watch this. Just hands it to somebody.
Isn't
that wild?
I haven't ever seen that.
I've never seen anybody do this. And again, like I said, this is one thing I wanted you to see because it was so weird. And it was kind of fun.
Yeah, I think that's cool.
That they did this. There's Dana, you know, he's got his... You
didn't see Dana throwing his bass out.
No. This is like some concert ending craziness that they're doing. And
oh, look at the guy with the cymbals in the back.
Oh, and then Mark Slaughter's got a GoPro that he's filming everything while they're... And then he grabbed the guitar back. And anyway, just...
Nice.
Really kind of cool, interesting human interaction with everything there, which is kind of fun.
Look at the guy with the horns. He's got the stick it to you shirt. Still sticking it to you. That's what it said.
Yeah. That's right.
That's a great job. Good marketing, I think.
Yeah, for sure. So anyway, I think this was the end of the show. And they just bail and he's got that. And I actually think I saw that GoPro footage the other day. I was going on Facebook. Okay, so now we get to Queensrÿche. And so, of course, you have Eddie Jackson there, who's the bass player, and he, you know,
he's
Eddie
really
Jackson.
Good.
He's good. He was just solid, and he just had his thing where he just walks up to the speaker, plays a little bit, and then he just walks back, you know, jams. And so he's one of the originals. And then of course you have Michael Wilton right there.
Yeah.
And like I said, I was just standing right up next to the stage grabbing some of these shots. And he was great. And what was kind of interesting is, I don't know which this one is, but there's a couple of, and then you have Todd Latore, I actually don't
I don't know how
to
to pronounce that.
But he's, of course, the current singer. And I made a comment about this the other day, and somebody did not like that I said this. But I said that if I had been there and closed my eyes and listened, I would have thought that it was Geoff Tate in his prime. Now, there's something that happens in these moments when you're seeing a band like this that doesn't have the original singer. It's almost like sometimes when you go see a tribute band.
Sure.
They don't sound quite like them, but in the context of the music, I think your brain like fills it in. Then all of a sudden, where it might not have, on his own, he maybe doesn't sound so much like Geoff Tate, but then all of a sudden you put him in the music and it sounds exactly like it. And it's a little bit like we've talked about Foreigner, and it's that stuff where it's like, it doesn't, aside from Foreigner, it doesn't sound so much like him, but then when you put him in it, you go, actually now it sounds just like Lou Gramm.
It does. And it's just, you get a guy, I think your eyes deceive you, right? That's, Star Wars, they put the shield on.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's right.
Your eyes will deceive you, Luke, right? Yes, I'm a Star Wars nerd, but that's the whole thing, is that your senses, right? So you're listening to music, but you're watching them live. Yeah. So if you were to close your eyes, close my eyes forever, right? Rest in peace, Ozzy. That you're gonna be like it. Your eyes do deceive you because you're thinking, wait a minute, this is not Geoff Tate, but it sounds like him. But if you were to kind of close your eyes, you wouldn't, like you're saying, you wouldn't tell the difference. It could be Geoff Tate live, and you're going, okay. Maybe you need to do apples to apples comparison. Go see Geoff Tate live, and we can kind of compare.
Me too. But
right?
I'll tell you something.
But
and these two, when they did the dueling solos, they came out here in front several times and did this, and they were great.
Awesome.
They were great.
Yeah.
And
that's typical Queensrÿche.
Yeah. I mean, they just had it. They had it dialed in. And of course, it's, some of these things are so loud, it's hard to. That's also part of it too. That when you have it so loud, I've got earplugs in because I'm an old man now and my ears are going bad. But that helps a little bit too,
sure.
where it just sounds slightly different enough. But Todd, he's just, you know what? He's just fine, and he does a great job
interpreting the songs. Just think about it. Would you say? How was the guy that for the Stephen Adler band? He's interpreting the Axl Rose. Is it Axl Rose? No. Is he as good as Axl Rose? Arguably, maybe. Same thing with this guy. He's not Geoff Tate, but he's pretty darn close.
He wasn't the one creating the music that almost everything was on this, these shows. I mean, but he was able to come in.
Todd's doing a good job. He's not he is the front man, but he's not the legendary Geoff Tate, you know.
So anyway, that's a little bit of him. Here's another just shot of the two of the guitarist is Mike Stone. He's actually, this guy's been in the band now for he's been in the band forever. For a while. And, when you're telling me about who's in the band, and I was like, so Mike Stone, going back, we cover a lot of Kiss on this channel. Mike Stone played in the 90s in the Criss band. Are you serious? This guy?
For Peter Criss.
No kidding.
Yes.
I am learning something right this second that I did not know.
Cat number 1 album, he's on it. That came out in 94. With the cover that has Peter Criss half painted, half not.
Yes, I know exactly what you're talking about.
He was a guitar player on that.
I had no idea. Okay.
Seen that.
Well, he's really good.
I mean, I just remember that from looking it up one time when we did the deep dive in Peter Criss. I was like, wait a minute, that name sounds familiar. And you start doing the rabbit hole.
That's really interesting.
Pretty sure somebody can correct me, but I
believe
believe that's what Wikipedia said at some point when I looked at it and stored away. But it's cool stuff, right? I mean, it's weird how some of these guys just end up.
Yeah, that is
because you couldn't think Queensrÿche, Peter Criss, right?
And then boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I love
That's
actually
a weird
those connections. I get. I love those
know.
things, and I mean, there's millions of them, and that's
Right.
one I didn't know. That's pretty cool. So anyway, and he had some pretty cool guitars. He has the Tri-Reich thing there, and it was at first I didn't even notice what this was, but that's the Tri-Reich symbol
In like kind of
really
in the guitar,
and I think it's actually raised a little bit if I remember correctly when I was up next to it.
that's really cool.
Anyway, it was so that's kind of an interesting thing. There's a cool shot of Todd,
Yeah,
who was
got some
great.
good
And
pictures.
then here's my last picture.
Discount Tire
It's Out Tire.
or Out Tire.
I was standing over. This was right as they were doing the end of the show, and I kind of backed up, and I was just getting some shots from from a little bit further away, kind of
crowd
taking in
size.
the end. And I looked over, and I was like, Out Tire, and I thought I got to grab a picture of that. So overall,
Maintenance ain't doing their job right there.
I know. So overall, they were all fun. It was cool seeing all the music. Queensrÿche pretty much stuck to the classics.
Okay.
I mean, that's what they were. That's where they were.
Why would you play anything else?
I don't know, because again, when people show up at these things,
I mean,
I think they started, as I recall, with Queen of the Reich.
that'd be great.
That's the.
Why wouldn't you?
Yeah,
Right?
It was amazing. So that was fun, and
all
they
right,
were
so
a lot
as
of
we're
fun.
going through this, I'm gonna put you on the spot
Okay.
since I wasn't there, and out of 5 stars, okay, 1 they sucked, 5 amazing, right?
Yep.
We're gonna go through the 3 bands, and in the Audiomover live, Robert John critique, what would you say, Stephen Adler?
Okay.
What would you see?
If we do these in the future, we need to have a few categories. Because if I just said, 4
Just
or 5.
overall, let's just go
overall, I'm going to say,
overall.
overall, I'm going to say for Stephen Adler, it's probably, dude, this is
You
going to
already
sound
mentioned.
funny.
You mentioned fun.
This is going to be the
Great.
weird thing about it is I would give, from my just personal experience, just from a pure enjoyment thing, it was like a 5. Like if somebody said,
stars?
"Hey, Stephen Adler's band," I'm like, "Let's hop
go
in the
check 'em
car."
out.
Yeah, because it was
right.
because again, it was just fun. It was like fun.
Low expectations.
And that
high
was probably
delivery.
part of it too. That's
Right,
probably part of
okay.
it. Like I didn't
All right.
think anything of it, and you get there and you're like, "Dude,
That's
this
good.
is all the great Guns N' Roses stuff. I'm having a blast right now."
Right? That's
So
awesome.
so there was something about that.
Yeah. I mean, I think
don't
you can
know.
almost say that for if you had a Guns N' Roses cover band that was as tight and good as them. I think
Yeah, see, I've been to see tribute bands like that where
And
it's like,
some of
dude,
them aren't-
I have so much fun that it's almost more fun than the current version of the real bands. That's the kind of the that's the sad,
and that's
how shallow I am.
no, it's not shallow. It's that they're playing all their good stuff.
Yeah.
You're not playing some obscure track trying to sell the record that you just released that sucks, right? You're just playing the good stuff. All right, so Slaughter 5.
Okay, Slaughter, I'm gonna give Slaughter a 4, just overall, because they were good, they were fun, the music was fun.
Okay.
It was just that they were just it felt a tiny bit
Like we're just working here.
like tired, just a tiny bit.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Like
Sure.
we're not a hungry band anymore. We're out doing our thing.
Paying, we've
Paying
paid our
some
due.
bill,
We're-
yeah.
Was it? Would the guy's T-shirt say? We're still sticking it to you, or whatever, or whatever it was.
Now judging Queensrÿche is going to be hard because we saw them on Empire. I saw them on Promised Land. I think those are the only 2 times I ever saw them.
Okay.
The problem is I have the comparison in my mind.
Okay.
If I were to, because Empire, man, they were like top shelf 5 stars.
Yeah, 5+.
100. I mean, they are 5 stars all the way. When I see them here and go through the experience, for me, it's more of a 3. You know what I
Okay.
mean? But I think if this was Queensrÿche and I didn't have the former thing, they probably would be a 5.
Okay.
Because they were because Todd was so good. He was so good at
Right.
executing those
So,
songs.
Let me ask you this. So if I've never seen Queensrÿche before and don't know the band, I just have heard about the band, and I roll up to the venue in Vegas and I'm listening to them for the first time, thinking,
well, let me
and put it in that context. Would you say Dang, that's pretty good.
Yeah, let me adjust your scenario.
Okay.
If you knew Queensryche's music, some of it, because most people do, like if you knew the song Empire and you knew the Jet City Woman and all the hits,
Silent Lucidity,
and you didn't know who Geoff Tate was and what you were looking for,
who was on the drums,
or any of this stuff, you would walk in there and you think that was amazing.
Yeah,
that was
5.
Fantastic.
5 stars.
Jet City Woman, they nailed it. Empire, they nailed it. Screaming Digital, I think that was just like, I mean, the way they played that one, I'm like, dude,
that was awesome.
great. You know, it was so fun. When they did Walk in the Shadows, I was like, oh my gosh, this is so good. It was great, but it was a little bit of a, just because Stephen Adler, I didn't have the expectations of Axl Rose and all the other stuff because I knew what I was going into. Yeah, it was just, this was, you know, so anyway, it's a complicated one, but to your point, if you knew it and you didn't know, which a lot of people, I've done these shows before where a lot of people don't know.
Right.
They're like, I didn't know that was not the right singer. You know, they don't know these things. They just know the music.
That's why I put it in that kind of context.
They would probably love it.
Yeah.
And for most of those people, I think it'd be 4 and 5 range, I think.
Nice.
Because it was executed
really
well.
good.
The show was good. They looked good. You know, it just
got your money's worth.
Got your money's worth.
3 good bands.
Yeah.
No duds.
Yeah. And Todd is he knows how to do
present the songs and do all that.
Exactly.
That's great.
Now, I have one final thing I wanted to show you.
Okay.
And it's right there in that bag right there, right behind you. You see where it is down by the Aussie record? Grab that thing.
This bag right here?
Yeah, right here. Because Gary's complaining about me not getting in pics a couple of minutes ago. Do we have this camera on up here?
All right.
Bust that out, man.
Oh! Check that out.
Still sticking it to you.
Oh, do you need a hug or love? Like, what? This is awesome.
Yeah, let's throw it out here so everybody can kind of see it.
Still sticking it to you. I love it.
So I go back there, and this will tell you a little bit about the
ranking.
Yes. Okay. But not in the way you're thinking.
Okay.
So I go back there and I say, I want whatever. I want one of these shirts or something like that. And I said, and I pulled out my credit card to pay with a credit card.
Sure.
And the guy goes, well, you got to talk to him over there because he takes the credit cards. And I go over to him, and he's the Queensrÿche t-shirt guy because the Slaughter t-shirt guy,
cash
no
only,
credit cards, cash only.
Nice.
That's what I mean. It tells you a little bit about what's going on here.
Sure.
And so luckily, I don't usually carry cash.
Right.
I happen to have like $50 on me at the time. And I'm like, I am so lucky that I've got, otherwise you'd have had a Queensrÿche shirt. But I knew you'd rather have this. So I pulled out my
hilarious.
whatever the thing, I don't even remember what it was, but I grabbed this. I was like, okay,
good.
Gary will have fun with this. So
Gift
there's
giving.
the
That's
still
good.
sticking it to you. And then there's
the back.
There's the back, same thing. Tour.
2025.
Established 1989. That's when
nice.
we left Vinny.
That is awesome. Thank you,
So,
man. I appreciate you.
Dude, yeah, absolutely. I thought you'd have fun
That
with
is for
this.
me, right? It's not,
Oh, well, you know. Yes, it is, obviously. I got this. I bought this because because just to bring a little since you weren't there, you
nice
needed a little
guy over
souvenir.
here, the host.
So
Robert
yes.
John
And besides,
Hadfield,
it's
everybody.
a business expense.
Yeah.
So we're writing that one off.
That's great.
So anyway, there you go. So it was a fun concert. If you like any of those bands, if you like Guns N' Roses, actually, I kind of encourage you. If you like the Guns N' Roses music and you don't mind not seeing Axl Rose,
right?
I'm
at a fraction of the price.
At a fraction of the price, and right up next to the stage.
Plus 2 other bands.
Plus a couple other bands that'll be after. That was really fun.
Yeah.
Anyway, the whole thing was fun. It was a blast to go there. We're gonna on this channel. We have an Audiomover mobile, and we're gonna be hopefully doing more of these things. Showing up at some of these things.
See us in Vegas, maybe Salt Lake, maybe a big road trip. All right,
exactly.
That sounds good. That sounds fun.
Anyway, so there you go. So anyway, we'd love to get your feedback on this stuff. If you're not following the channel, now would be a good time to do that.
Absolutely.
If you've seen this tour with any of these guys, we need to hear about that down in the comments. We'd love to hear you talk about this.
Tell us what you think.
Yeah, exactly. Tell us what the experience was like for you. And of course, if you've seen any of these bands In recent years, what was your experience like seeing them? What was your top song? How did that experience go for you too? And if you saw this group of three bands together, what was your ranking on the three?
Yeah.
That's a great question about that.
Yeah, how would you rank it?
How would you rank that? So anyway, we'd love to get your
there is
feedback.
expectations going in. Like, are they going to be, because some of these bands struggle,
Yeah.
And you're thinking, dude, you're touring. You should have everything dialed in, but they don't. You wonder why. You're like, are you professional musicians or what the hell? But I'm glad to hear that these guys have taken it seriously. And
yeah, it's
good.
It was really cool. So anyway, love to get your feedback on that. Please like the video, share your comments, share the video with other people.
Absolutely.
And with that, have yourself a fantastic day.
Stephen Adler Management. They need to call us.
No kidding.
House band.